Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you guys have not been here before, my name is Julia, and today we're going to be diving deep into my firm belief of everything happens for a reason.
Every day happens for a reason. Everything 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 happens for a reason. For a reason.
My life has been super full circle. I mean, the events and the things that have happened that have led me up into this point in my life is just honestly insane to think about and to relive in my mind. And so what I'm going to be doing today is giving you guys pretty much everything, laying it flat how it is my entire life and what I did to basically get to the point I'm at today. So let's start from 22 years ago. September 25th, 2002 is when I was born in Phoenix, Arizona. I was the first daughter, and then came along my sister and my brother. My best friends in the entire world, my ride or dies. My sister is only 20 months younger than me, so our entire childhood growing up, we were like twins. We played twins, dressed the same. My brother's a little bit younger, but it was with the Three Musketeers our entire life pretty much growing up. My dad is a OBGYN, so he delivers babies, and he owns two medical practices, one of which he manages and runs with my mom, who is a laser tech, and then she does the cosmetic side. It's like a med spa. If you guys want any facials or laser hair removal or any cosmetic kind of surgeries, they're your people. They are the most humble, loving parents. I honestly could not have been blessed better people to raise me, and I'm so thankful for my family. We're all best friends, and then I always had to be in sports. I think I tried every single sport in the history of sports. And I resorted to competitive cheer, gymnastics, and dance as like my three top ones. Big competitive cheerleader. And I think the reason why I'm such a workaholic now and so open to trying new things and getting out of my comfort zone, I'm really thankful for my parents and pushing me to try so many new things, because it really shaped the drive and how I work and how I kind of operate now. Enough about my childhood. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to go to Arizona State University just because that's where everyone in my family goes. I mean, cousins, everyone really went to an Arizona or a Texas school. So I ended up going to Arizona State University. My sister ended up going to U of A, and my brother now goes to NAU. So we're all still in state. And me and my sister live together now in Tempe, Arizona, where she's doing nursing school. I'm in sales, so it's really opposites attract with that one. She is the complete opposite of me, but it works so well. So I didn't really have the typical college kind of experience that you usually see online. I mean, a lot of people just talk about how the entire time was going out and partying and experience. And yes, 1000%, that is what happened to me in my first year of college, which actually shaped the entire rest of the college experience for me. Because my first year at Arizona State, it was all just going out. I was surrounded around people who just were doing nothing but going out and drinking their problems away, and just fake circles, fake friends. And in the moment, it didn't really seem like a huge deal because that's all I knew, right? Everybody around me was doing the same things. Thinking about it is crazy because we would go out in the day, come back, eat, go out at night. It was not something I am proud of at all, but I'm really happy that I had that experience and felt those kind of things really early on in my college, because throughout the entire time I was surrounding myself around these people and kind of just wasting time and potential. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I knew what was happening, and I knew that I had so much potential and drive, and I knew I wanted to make it big and do something. I just had no idea what I was doing. I mean, at the time, it just felt like there was nobody around me with the same drive. I was almost crazy for wanting to make it big and wanting to stop putting myself in those positions of just going out and wasting that kind of time. It honestly felt like I was just the odd one out, right? Because when I tried to mention these things to my friends, it was just like everyone just kind of blew it off. It wasn't super popular at the time and around the people I was hanging out with. So around my sophomore year, I got really into fitness, and that was kind of just my way of doing something and being passionate about something that wasn't going out and drinking and wasting time. And I started lifting a lot, started building kind of a platform in the fitness community. And throughout that time, I was like, I want to start a clothing brand, like a fitness clothing brand. And I called it GemFlex. And I literally had the entire thing going, like created all of my samples. I was doing the whole like Alibaba, AliExpress, like that whole thing. And because of that, a lot of drop shipping and e-com guys and that whole thing, they were popping up on my Instagram. And my now current business partner, Jacob Levinrad, was actually one of them. And I was seeing his ads consistently on my Instagram. And I was like, okay, I want to start a clothing brand. I need to learn how to sell products and things like online, right? So I ended up, funny enough, clicking on one of his ads, booking a call with my other business partner, Raf, and I think it took him like, I don't know, like 20 minutes to close me over the phone. I invested into Jacob's e-com mentorship, but I never actually ended up using it because at the time I was a server at a sports bar, which I completely hated. And I was also doing Bang Energy marketing. So I was driving around in Bang Jeeps, giving away free energy drinks, which is actually really fun. But the way it works is you're partnered with one other person and you both drive around and you basically give away free samples. And the guy I was partnered with that day, his name was Luke. He's the guy who recruited me into solar. But Luke was doing solar blitzes every single month, so he was gone for 2 weeks. So I had always heard of this like dude that works with us because we were such a small team, but I never met him. So the first time I met him, he was back from a blitz. It was our first shift together. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're gone for 2 weeks out of the month, every single month. It's like you barely even work here. Like, what could you possibly be doing on the side, right? And he told me about door-to-door solar sales. And at this point in my life, I was so desperate to do better for myself and to cling on to a new opportunity that was just completely separate from the life that I was building in like Tempe and at ASU, because I knew I needed a change no matter how risky it was, right? So this was the same time I had bought into Jacob's e-com offer, and then Luke ended up telling me about this door-to-door solar sales, and the next blitz was actually like, I think it was like 3 days later. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I hopped on the call with the manager that same shift, and I drove out to California like 3 days later with this man who I didn't know at the time, which, thinking back about it now, sounds absolutely crazy. Like, what if he was just a psycho freak and like I just completely screwed up my entire life? But I mean, the risk was so crazy. It was so big, but I took it. And my parents were like, no, you're not doing this. And I was like, well, I am already 5 hours deep into my road trip to California, so there's really nothing you guys can do to stop me. I ended up going through with it, and I knocked on doors. I made $5,000 my first blitz out there, and I completely fell in love with the opportunity, the rush, the whole sales experience. But I think what really made me fall in love with sales in the first place was the mindset shift I had, because when I first got out to do door-to-door sales, my first blitz, they almost sent me home because they thought I was a distraction on the team. And I remember this so vividly. It was my first, I think it was like the third day out there. I was the only girl on the team. It was all guys. And they were worried that me being there was going to distract everybody else. So I heard rumors around that they were just going to send me home and not even basically give me a shot. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit back and I'm not going to say anything about this. I'm just going to work my ass off to prove a point, not only to the manager that wanted to send me home, but to all the guys in the office that were basically talking about how I couldn't do it because I was a girl, and I was just basically wasting everyone's time. So I locked in. It was actually crazy. I didn't like take breaks. I was knocking in the 110-degree weather. I didn't even like sit for a second, didn't even eat in the middle of the day. I was actually clinically insane at that point, but I wanted it so bad. Like, my obsession was crazy just because of the fact that everybody said I couldn't do it. So I made a goal. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat everybody on the team, and then I'm just gonna do my own thing. And it took me around a month after that to become top of the board. And then I think after that, it was just consistent, like, discipline, and I just fell in love with it. But I knew there had to be a better way to make the same kind of commission and have the same love for sales without knocking in the... And funny enough, the entire time I was doing door-to-door, Raf was texting me consistently through Instagram, basically being like, we're hiring remote closers. Like, we need remote closers and setters. I see you killing it in door-to-door. Come over and do remote instead. Because we ended up following each other when he closed me on Jacob's e-com offer. And I didn't listen to him for 2 years. I was a 2-year follow-up game. So if you're seeing this and you think that follow-ups don't matter and that you should just ghost someone because they said no right away, I am living proof that sometimes follow-ups, like, follow-ups work, because I was a 2-year follow-up game. 2 years doing door-to-door, he reached out to me again, and at that point I was burnt out, and I was like, okay, you know what, you have 30 minutes to see if this is worth it for me. Let's hop on a Zoom, we'll go from there. So we did, we spoke again, and that is how I actually transitioned into getting into remote closing. So Raf trained me up, I was closing with them, and then I ended up starting my own offer with the help of Jacob and Raf, obviously, basically training women how to do both door-to-door sales and remote high-ticket sales. And I was doing it all myself. So I was doing all the coaching, all the closing calls, all the marketing, all the fulfillment, everything. And it did really, really well. It was called Pitch Perfect Close. There came to a point where the fulfillment was just too much for me. So at the same time, Raf had 637 going on, which is basically the same thing as Pitch Perfect Close, except only teaching men and women how to do remote high-ticket closing. The door-to-door aspect wasn't in there. So I merged that business with 637, and that's how I became the head female coach at 637. And now we basically train and place sales reps into remote high-ticket closing on offers in our portfolio, doing like 6 to 7 figures a month consistently. Okay, now fast forward to today. I am 4 days out from my first speaking event, and honestly, my life has done a complete change from how I was a couple years ago. I think if younger me could see me now, she would probably be like, what the fuck? Because I have manifested a lot of these things for so long, and I think that I used to kind of just blame my circle and my environment, and I didn't really like take responsibility or put any action behind what I wanted to do. And I think once I kind of had that mind shift of what you're not changing, you're choosing, that's when everything kind of took off. I realized that I needed to just actually take accountability for my life and take responsibility and actually put in the work to get where I wanted to be. And I think it's just crazy now what one singular life decision can do for you. Like, if I never took the risk on door-to-door, or if I just settled for comfort and stayed around those people that I was around freshman year, I don't even know what my life would look like right now. It's really crazy to think about all the different ways my life could have gone and where it did go. And I think that your circle and your environment and the choices you make are so impactful and so important for your life, because the people that I'm around now, I learn every single day from, and I'm motivated from, and they're all doing significantly better than me, which thank God, because I have people I can look up to and grow with and learn from every single day. I think that my most important takeaways from everything is it's about, who you know and who you surround yourself with, but it's also about the accountability and what you do with the opportunity put in front of your face. And yeah, I think my life is just now starting, and I'll probably do another one of these in like a year and give you guys an update. But now I'm head coach. I train and mentor tons of women, which I love so deeply. It's like literally one of the most fulfilling jobs ever, because I'm able to see these girls from like start and like growing every single day. Like, I can't count how many times I've received texts being like, I can't believe like how far I've come. Thank you so much for helping me. Just like seeing these girls grow in ways that you know, I wish I had a female mentor when I was starting in door to door, or just like when I was starting off. That's really my main goal as a coach, to give these girls and guys kind of the mentorship and the guidance and the necessary things needed to be able to grow and succeed in sales and life and networking and opportunity and everything like that. So yeah, that's a little sneak peek of my life and everything that's happened to get me to this point today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on my 22 years of living so far, and stay tuned for another year soon.